Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Overnight Action Report for Asia. My name is Joe Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock, here to wrap up all the overnight action, not only for the overnight, but for the entire week. Yes, we have finished the first trading week of 2017, and it has been quite the week. In the overnight action, again, the dollar, it was basically setting the tone for the session in the Asian markets. The dollar strengthened, came off of its lows that we saw yesterday, and that basically put pressure on the yen and the yuan in Japan and China. You have the yen, basically that pair declined to about 116, and you have the yuan in China trading at around $6.91, 6.9186. So really pulling off hard, and it really has the People's Bank of China scratching their head on why the yuan continues to slide. And we're going to watch this very closely because the slide in the yuan is starting to put some short-term potential pressure on the Chinese markets. Now let's take a look at what happened in Japan overnight. It shed about 0.3%. So it narrowed what was a very impressive weekly gain, roughly around 1.8%. for the week. We had fast retailing. This name has had a decent week. Excuse me. Is now it plunged about 6.7% overnight. Reported weak same-store sales for December. That is something we're going to want to watch very closely. We've been watching it here in the States, and it's been disappointing so far. We're starting to see that there's some disappointment in Japan as well. Automakers were under pressure. We always knew the Trump tweet rage was going to happen. Well, guess what? President-elect Trump came out after Toyota said that they were going to continue to build a factory in Mexico. Trump said, no, you're not, threatening a huge import tax. So Toyota Motors fell about 1.7%. We're going to see if that continues again here in the States. You're also seeing Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi, as well as Mazda, all losing between 1.9% and 3.1%. Let's see if those ADRs here in the United States start to get pressure because of that action and the Trump tweet. Now, EWJ is trading at $50.54. The options are pricing in for this Japanese ETF a range today of around 27 cents. So it's, basically you're looking at, like 0.5% for today. They're pricing it for the next 14 days, a $1 move, either up or down. So you can see the stock at either 51 and some change or 48 and some change. Currently, right now, the implied volatility on this is very low. That's telling you that there's not a heightened expectation of violent moves, but folks, we're one headline away from some big movement in these markets. Critical levels that you're going to want to watch on price action. Stocks trading at 50.54. We want to see it hold 50.14. It's been an impressive upside move in Japan, and EWJ needs to hold 50.14 if the short-term trend to the upside is going to continue. 49.95. That is going to be where we're going to watch that level closely, and so will institutions. That's where institutional support of Japanese stocks could come into question, and overall long-term support's at 48.30. Now, taking a look at Hong Kong and the Hang Seng, it was down by about 0.2%. Now, it ended the week, though, up 2.3%. Very impressive move in Hong Kong. Energy-related names have been leading the way all week. You have China Petrol and Chemical. You have PetroChina. They posted gains between 1.9% and 1.5% respectively. Now, you also saw some select property names that were showing some strength, and that's important because the Chinese government was putting some pressure on some property names. Henglong Properties, China's overseas, as well as SHK Properties. We're all up between 0.7% and 1.9%. Again, we're going to watch these names very closely, especially with the pressure on the yuan and in the mainland with the pressure of the yuan currency. EWH was trading at $20.30. Look to see it opening up a little bit lower here in the States, but over the next 14 days, pricing in the potential range of around 44 cents. So it has roughly around a 2% range for the next couple days. Implied volatility is still cheap. The rank right now over the last 52 weeks, it's resting right at around 16%, so very low, folks. 1995, 2065, and 2050 are critical levels that you're going to want to watch. 1995 has to hold if you're going to see that short-term uptrend that we saw this week still stay in play. Now, China's Shanghai Composite lost about 0.4%, trimming its weekly advance to about 1.6%. So still an impressive week. You're seeing industrials, some development names, as well as some pharmaceuticals all leading the way, as well as some construction names between 3.9% and 5.9%. You're seeing some lift in those sectors. Taking a look finally at India's Sensex. India's Sensex finished about down 0.4%. It gained about 2.8% for the week. You're starting to see that technology names are starting to struggle. After the U.S. Congress introduced a bill aimed at curbing the use of H-1B visas. That means that they're trying to curb new workers coming into the United States or those that are still here. So we saw that some tech names were struggling. We also saw the consultancy groups that supply those names, like Tata Consultancy, as well as ITC, lost between 1.6% and 2.5%. Financials outperformed, though, overnight, with HDFC and ICICI Bank gaining about 0.8% and 0.4%, respectively. EPI is trading at $20.79. This Indian ETF has a range being priced in today of around 22 cents. So it could either be up over 21 and some change today or down roughly around $20.50. We're going to watch that one closely, especially after the week close overnight. Over the next 14 days, that has a 60 cent range. Implied volatility is still low in the rank, but it is higher than its other peers at around 27%. $20.26 is going to be a level that we're going to watch closely if this current trend to the upside comes into question. It's been an impressive week, but we want to hold that into the session on EPI. 2043, that's where institutional supports could start to waver, and you could see that the trend could be shifting in 2054. A break of 2054 is going to be a break of the overall long-term support that then becomes resistance. All right, folks, that's it for the overnight action report. Join me at 8:45. That's 8:45. We're going to check out all the action going on in Europe. See you then.